Look at my body. Who hasn't been in the launch pad before? You are so lucky to be here today. Thanks for hanging out with us. Who that's new is working on a venture? You don't have to be working on a venture to hang out here. You just, okay. My example person's not here today, so is there anyone that's working on a venture that's at the early stage that hasn't validated the problem or the solution? What? Yeah, the podcast we can do. Okay, good. We're on. Oh yeah, we're on it. I'm gonna begin also.
Turn on this gangster rap. For sure. I don't think it's gangster.
Makes me want to dance.
Yes, it does.
You're all like, it's not. That would be like watching my mother dance. I do not want to see that. Okay. We are so excited to have you here. Yeah. What's good about today?
We're
Oh my gosh, you're the lone woman with us. Thank you for showing up.
Everybody give a round of applause.
There's an issue. We're working on it though. Okay, so what's good?
We're here in front of you.
Yeah, we're together. Hold the moment.
William Muschamp was just fired as Florida's head coach of football.
Yes.
I'm not going there, guys. Okay, next.
I like what he was doing.
Oh, stop! Don't leave it. Okay. Anything else good from the arts community, Phil? Is there anything on the lighter side of the world?
Yeah, Body Talk was a success this weekend.
Yeah. How many people came out?
150.
150 to this venue.
And tomorrow, the venue owner is going to be presenting here.
Oh yeah. If you're into what's that venue called?
The Space.
The Space. The guy that founded that downtown Orlando. He's
Female.
gonna be here.
Girl.
Female.
It's a girl.
It's a girl.
Hallelujah!
Amen.
You better come. All right. Alrighty. Well, today we're gonna have some fun. How are you? I'm so appropriate. I'm never hardly appropriate, so I just really appreciate you. Okay, so this is what we're doing today. We have been in this series. Hi, Jack.
Hey, hello.
How are you?
I'm doing well.
Good.
Yourself?
I'm over. Yeah. We've been in this series, and this series has been weird, not only because I'm weird and the Launchpad's weird, but because I left for 6 weeks and went to Bali I was in Asia for 5 weeks. And if you want to learn more about that, next Monday I'm going to be talking about lessons from Bali on how to make a beautiful life. So this semester's been a little weird because I wasn't able to sequence you through the business model canvas the way that we'd like to. Next semester, every Monday, I think we're going to keep it on Monday. We'll talk about it on Wednesday. We'll be actually working you through what we call business model canvas and lean startup and looking at the 9 elements of a business model and helping you identify your tests and your assumptions and going out each week and working on them. So if you want to do that, there's classes on campus that you do that, but we'll be doing it here and we'll be staying a lot more structured than we were this semester because of my time abroad. Okay, but the really good news about me going abroad is I came back clearer than ever on some of the things that us starters really need to do to realize our dreams and to really learn this art of the startup, okay? So today what I want to do is I'm going to do kind of a quick review. Some of you are really advanced at lean startup. Some of you are just beginners to it. If you were to put yourself in the camp of just kind of starting to learn what customer discovery is and what lean startup, and you're kind of a beginner at it, raise your hand. Awesome. If you feel like, hey, I understand customer discovery, I understand customer validation, I kind of get lean startup and I've actually been doing it. Raise your hand if you're in that camp. Okay. So we're like half and half, okay? So I've taught this at the MBA level, and I practice it myself, okay? And we work with it here in the Launchpad. That's what we do. We use Lean Startup stuff. So if you have gone to leanstartup.com, if you haven't read Business Model Generation, if you haven't gone on Steve Blank's website, those are all good resources for you, okay? There's lots of videos and there's lots of stuff out about Lean Startup. But let's go over the basics of Lean Startup and starting something, being an entrepreneur. First of all, can someone read that for me?
Stop wasting your life. Get to go or no go as fast as possible.
So some of you are really good at this in the dating sphere, right? Like, you get to go or no go fast, right? You like, no, can't even have lunch with her. She's definitely worth a coffee. He's definitely worth, you know, a pizza, whatever. You get that. That's how we think in Lean Startup too. We get to go fast. We get to know fast because we don't want to waste our life. We're going to go ahead and start starting something and learning about it, or we're going to go, no, doesn't look like a good return on our investment, okay? In your life, you have LROI, life return on investment. Every choice you make has return. Every choice you make is designing your life. When we invest resources and money in something, we have a return on investment. Is it going to make a social impact? Is it going to create jobs? Is it going to give us money? Is it going to give us power? Is it going to give us prestige? Why are we investing our oneself in it? Is it going to make us feel like we have a meaningful, significant life? Some of you would say, well, what does that have to do? I just want to make money. You might. But later, after you make all your money, you might want to have a meaningful, significant life. So don't count that out. Maybe they're not opposites. Maybe you can have both and. Okay. So, someone, can you read that one first?
It's not about your pet reindeer or your grandfather, neighbor, or even your second cousin. It's about clients. Obsessed, design-centric, focused development, solutions.
Yeah. So the idea of Lean Startup is all about client customer discovery. Before, when we had the big tech bubble, what happened? People sat in the back of rooms and coded 20,000 lines of code, and then came out and shoved it on their client. And people were like, I don't want to pay for that. I don't need that. It needs to do this. It needs to do that. So now we flipped it around. What if you found clients? What if you found a problem? What if you found an opportunity? What if you found a law change like medical marijuana? What if you found something that was changing in the environment? Green, solar, fleet farming, and a new opportunity, and you found people that wanted it before you invested anything. That's really the concept. If you and I have limited resources, time and money, and we have a continuum of momentum and motivation, Lean Startup says we want you to move as fast as possible, spending as little money or as little time to find clients before you invest heavily, right? Investment comes when you think the return for me is good. So we're trying to teach you how to do that, okay? Stay on a napkin, move fast, do things cheap, build clients, confirm solutions before major investments. That's the basic premise of Lean Startup, okay? So now everybody raise your hand. You've now passed Lean Startup 101. Yeah. Okay. It's not rocket science. You know everybody that tries to say, oh, you have to be special, you have to be born, you have to have that you have to have that something to be an entrepreneur. Lies, lies, lies. You can become an entrepreneur if you choose. You might have to take more risks than you're comfortable with. You might have to face your own ego a lot. Those might be things you're going to do in terms of growing. But anyone that will continue to work at it can start something and can become successful at it. I believe that. I believe this is a learned skill. Absolutely. If I can do it, okay. Sequencing startup. One of the things we do here is we work with you on sequence. Why is sequence so important? Because what you're really good at, what are you good at, Jeff? What comes naturally to you in the whole business thing? And maybe PR, marketing, So whatever we're naturally good at, we usually start doing in our ventures. Lean Startup says, don't go build a website. Well, if we want to do a test landing page, maybe, but don't build a brand, don't go rent space, don't do any of that until we confirm a few things. So whatever you're comfortable usually going and doing, that's out of sequence usually. And that means you're going to waste valuable time and money because you haven't built the clients first. Do you get it? So if I stay in sequence, if I help you sequence, we're sequence coaches. Everybody that works here, raise your hand. We sequence you. We've built companies. Yeah, you just want to be with us. You are with us. We've built companies. We've exited. We've worked with companies. We've built startups. This is what we do. We sequence you. We listen to what you want to do. We see where you're at. We try to accelerate you by keeping you on the next thing you need to do. Okay? You can learn how to do that too yourself. You can be your own sequence coach. Okay. One of the first questions I'm going to have when I think about it, if I want to invest myself in an idea, let's say I want to make money. I'm going to think about the total addressable market. So the first question I'm going to ask for you is this scalable? Are there many people that have this issue? If you want to make money, how much money is there potentially in the market? So when we look at a market, we say 3 words, and don't let the words take you out of your game. Really simple to think about. We've got the total addressable market. We call it the TAM, the SAM, and the SOM. Okay? You and I really care about the SOM and how big that's going to be. But let me take you to it. So I'm working on a startup right now that really has been kind of stuck for a while, and I've been in it over a year, right? But I've got clients. I'm just trying to figure out technology to build the first prototype. So I was looking at the m-commerce global market. So the total market, the big market that this product is going to play in, okay? So it was the mobile commerce global market, okay? $204 billion. Okay. My next circle. What is my segmented market? That means when I look at what makes my product different, okay, it's software. When I look at my product, what makes it different? Well, first I just broke this down by saying, well, how big is the USA mobile commerce? Because I want to go after mobile commerce. I want to be a tool for mobile commerce in the US. So then I got to a $60 billion market, okay? You follow me? Then I said, okay, what's realistic market for me to go after? Now, sometimes people do this in 2 ways. In 5 years, how much could I get? What could my sales be? But what I did is I took, what is the target, what's the vector within mobile commerce that I want to go after? And I said online donations, $20 billion market. Now, online donations in terms of being done by mobile is not 20 billion. So then I'd be taking a smaller slice. And I start to go in who I'm going to laser target, okay? You can have multiple clients, right? But when we're looking at market opportunity, this is what an investor would ask you. What's the total market? What's the segmented market? And what's the market, the addressable market that you're really going to penetrate? Okay? How big is your market? Keep it really simple. Is there more than one person? How many? We can find things out like this at the reference library. In the reference library, there's really easy ways to think. But I want you to always think, how big is my market? Who is my market? What is my specific market? And how much money is being spent on that? Or how many people are there, eyeballs are there? What's the potential? Okay? Okay, you want to read that for me, Nate?
Your business model is the vehicle that transports you from here to there. If the ride is bumpy, change it up.
Okay. Don't get overly, you know how people say business plans and all this? Who's written a business plan in here? Okay, good, you don't ever have to do it again. Unless you're going to get investment, right? Okay, we write 1-page business model canvas. Did you get a handout when you came in? Okay. So the business model canvas is, you know how you've seen that book, Create a Business on the back of the napkin? This is kind of the napkin we use. Last week I talked about being a serial entrepreneur, right? So How many people have ventures going right now that are making money? I have one. Okay. Okay. So once we get one going, then the idea is some of us want to make another business, right? Okay, so this is the way I evaluate opportunities. I use this canvas. So today I'm going to take you through this. How many people have worked with the canvas before? Raise your hand. If you haven't worked with the canvas, will you raise your hand? Okay, awesome. Okay, so we're going to go through the 9 elements. But I want you to think about this. Think of a business you spend money at that you like. Somebody? Give me a business.
4 Rivers.
4 Rivers, right? Like we, okay, if you hang around here enough, you get invited to really cool stuff. So John Rivers, who was there? You were there. As students start to accelerate and get going, we have exclusive events. So John Rivers brought us into his test kitchen and he cooked for us. He cooked for a small group of UCF students that are starters right out of the lab. Okay? So 4 Rivers is incredible, and it's because of his passion, right? He's so passionate about what he does. It's ridiculous. So let's think about 4 Rivers. Right now, you guys, we could do a business model canvas really quick on him. Okay? Let's do it because I want to show you how good you are already at this because you spend money places. Don't let anyone tell you you haven't been an entrepreneur already. You've just been on the end of giving people your money. Now you're going to go to the other end of creating the value that people are going to give you their money for their eyeballs, right? But you already know how this works. John Rivers. What's the value we get at 4 Rivers? Food. But what? Customer service and food. And what kind of food?
Delicious.
Barbecue, right? Right, some really yummy desserts, right? So we really think about the problem and the solution. So the real value of 4 Rivers is
Cheat days.
what?
Cheat days.
Cheat days and great service, kind of mixed in, kind of homey food, right? Okay, so who do they target? Who's 4 Rivers customers segment?
In this area, college students, and also people who are on lunch that work in offices.
Right.
Barbecue, general food.
Yeah. Barbecue is number 1, right? What else would you say are their customer segments? Do you go there for a healthy meal? You go there for good food, right? Okay. So think about that. I'm sure they have a mile radius, but they have a certain type of client that comes in there, right? Meat lover, barbecue lover, what else? You play with me, like you just like it doesn't matter if it's right. Come on.
Hosting parties.
People hosting parties. Turkey? Do they sell turkey there? Okay, turkey. See, I am a vegetarian. And I have a kid there, and I know it's terrible because I'm going to go there for the desserts. I definitely told everybody that except you. Thank you. I confess my sin. Okay. Next kind of person that is their target.
Southern food lovers.
Southern food lovers. Who else? Ron?
People who are hungry.
People who are hungry. Who else? Think about the price range they're in.
The $2 sign price range.
The what?
$2 sign price range. It's 11 to
Yeah.
something.
Okay, but see how he's
Yeah,
taking
right.
you? Because it kind of tells you something about their customer segments, right?
Yeah.
Right? Probably a lot of families eat at 4 Rivers, don't you think? Okay. You just learned how to segment your marketplace, okay? It's that simple. We look at how we segment. Okay, how do they get demand? Customer relationships, we call it customer demand. How does 4 Rivers how do you think they build their demand?
They do a lot of charity.
They do a ton of charity, 365 donations last year. They do a ton for the community. What else?
They have a loyalty card.
They have a loyalty card. They have what else? Bumper stickers?
Yeah, the
And they have a ton of what?
Word of mouth.
Word of mouth, because people love that place. It's like cult like. How do you get that? How do you get a cult brand? They did it, right? Channel. The channel is how I connect my value to the client. If I'm software, it might be online, I might be an enterprise client. John Rivers' channel to the client is a physical store, right? You buy his stuff by going in there, okay? The channel that distributes the products or services. You might be Costco, and how do you distribute your products? Online and in your stores. You might be someone selling to Costco, and your distribution might be a direct sales force or trade shows. How do you get what you're selling to the person that's buying? That is the channel. We call it distribution. Okay? There are also channels for marketing, but that's what we're talking about here. Revenue streams. What's valuable? How does that come back to you in revenue? Right, so at John Rivers, the revenue streams are what? I know, but specifically, we've got appetizers, right? We've got entrees, we've got desserts. They're now doing some kind of, we're all going to go in and get it. They're doing a holiday maple syrup, kind of, right?
Oh, yes.
So they're going to have a takeout product that you can go in and buy there. He has cookbooks you can buy. So he has multiple revenue streams, right, when I come in there. What are the streams of revenue that come from your value in your product? How are you making money? Okay? Key activities. When we look at Four Rivers, what are the key activities? If we were making a Four Rivers business recipe, and you could just do 3 or 4 things that would make this Four Rivers so successful, what do you think the 3 or 4 activities are in that business?
Cook brisket.
Cook brisket.
Not just cook brisket, make the best damn brisket in the country.
It's awesome. Happy employees.
Okay, so one of the pieces is they have to know how to cook and barbecue really good, right? Okay, what's the second key activity?
Happy employees.
Yeah, employees that just love up on their clients, right? Customer service, who we hire. What's another key activity in this business?
Charity.
Charity and maybe location?
That's the environment.
The physical environment.
Yeah.
Okay, think about it. Like in every business you want to start, in every business that you go to, I want you to start asking yourself, what are the key activities? What are the key drivers of success of this business model? If I'm doing a mobile commerce play, I gotta have the technology nailed. I gotta have it be intuitive on mobile. And I gotta be able to drive prospects in trial. Right? We don't have to do it all. But we do have to do a couple things really, really well. That's called differentiation. That's our attributes of value. That's why you want to spend your eyeballs on my side or your dollars over at Four Rivers instead of somewhere else. Okay. So, key resources. In a business like Four Rivers, what are the key resources to make it successful?
Returning customers.
High quality meats.
High quality food. Okay, what's the key? When you look at that business model, what's the number one thing that's really important before they can even have a business?
The restaurant.
Their location, where they physically go, right? So a key resource is the location in that model. That might not be true for you. What's another key resource? Certainly their recipes and their cooking knowledge, what they've learned about making good barbecue brisket and their amazing dessert. That's a key resource they have. What else is a key resource?
The
Kitchen, but every restaurant has that. So what would it be that makes Four Rivers successful?
Well-trained employees.
They have something. They have some magic secrets for service there. So they have a key resource on people development, right? Okay. So think about it. Your resources. So they had to have the money to get the first location by the time that thing got built, right? the first people walking in out of business or make them a success. So what's the key resource to start a business? What's the key resources to drive those key activities that position you as valuable and keep your clients coming back? Do you have those yourself? Do you have those on your team? Are those in your advisor's knowledge? How are you going to have those resources? Because as soon as we can solve that, we're right, game on. Okay, key partners. Who do you think Four Rivers partners with? A partner is anyone that helps you either make your product, distribute your product, promote your product. They're at any point of from the to getting in the client's hand, they start to partner and help you to do it. So they are partnering with local farms, right? Who else are they partnering with? Chick-fil-A?
Chick-fil-A.
Are they?
Didn't he say from Chick-fil-A?
No, from True Capital, the owner.
From the owner.
Yeah.
So he has had mentors or people that have spoken into him. But now we're talking about for his business model on a daily basis to work, for your business model to work. Who are the partners that are critical?
Suppliers. Suppliers.
So his suppliers, his food suppliers are critical. I think that because he relies on charity and the feedback that comes back into our community, I think some of his key partners are all the social, all the organizations he gives to, right? Like he was involved in 3 events for us this semester alone, John Rivers, right? It's a huge investment. You know, and when you live like that, give, it just comes back to you. So your partners, okay? So my partners, let's say I'm going to market and I want to focus on nonprofits, but my key partners are going to be agencies that are working with nonprofits because I'm going to give my enterprise tool to them so they can use it for their clients. Those agencies would be a key partner of mine, okay? Again, it ties back to what we've confirmed the problem we're going to solve, or the solution. The costs flow from here. In terms of the value, what are the key costs? What are the key costs in the Four Rivers model? Food cost? What's another biggie?
Facilities.
Facilities, the actual location, right? And what would be your next major cost? The people. You got it. You got it. We can napkin out this business. You can napkin out any business. Practice this wherever you're spending money. If you're serious about wanting to be a starter, every time you go spend money, walk yourself through, start thinking about the model is the bike. It's the vehicle that gets us from here to here. Models change. Four Rivers started as what? That's right. He was going to churches with his wife because he was working as a pharmaceutical CEO, and he was going to churches and they were doing benefits just with their barbecue. It started with the barbecue and benefits, charity-based things to give in churches. That was the first model where they what? They found their clients because people love this stuff. Start where you are. How could you validate your idea right now? Not with a huge restaurant or the whole sauce, but how could you go out and in the simplest way, start confirming it? Somebody gonna read that one?
Get a client.
Get a client. Forget the 100-page embossed business plan, get a client. So let's talk about this. Say customer discovery.
Customer discovery.
Okay, so when you and I turn over your paper from the business model canvas to the second side, or they gave you a second piece of paper. So in every one of these boxes, we have guesses. Say guesses.
Guesses.
When I first start with my business, I have all these guesses of what it should be. And usually people say to me, it's not a guess. I'm the client for this. I need this. Okay, but you're going to need a lot more other people, right? And if you want other people to give you your eyeballs or your money, then what we're going to do right now is we're going to act like we don't know what we don't know. What does a blind spot do to you when you're driving?
Cause you to get in an accident.
Does the same thing in startup. It wastes your money, it wastes your one precious life, and it wastes your time. So be wise. Don't let your ego take over and act like you know it all. Come to startup with questions and go out and validate those and find out what the market wants. Because a lot of times it's much different than what you think. It will start you off. Your assumptions and guesses start you off. The clients and the strategic partners tell you where to go, where they want you to go. Okay, so we have these guesses, right? So customer discovery is saying, okay, I think I found a problem. Value proposition is really saying a problem or an opportunity. Okay, so what's the opportunity or problem right now that you?
Project.
Okay, so the problem is, let's say it in a problem statement so we can practice.
That there's a limited way to get information out on entrepreneurship.
Okay. So there's a limited way. There's not enough on student entrepreneurship stories out. I can't find them. I can't download them on my own time and learn from them. Sound like a problem? Okay, that's a guess. So on the other side, you think the solution to that is what?
UCSR's podcast.
Okay, so the problem can't get to student starter stories and listen to them on my own time. Solution, UCF student starter podcast series. Okay? We're game on. Now, most of us would just go do it. And that's what led to the tech bubble bust. And sometimes you have $100,000, $10,000. You just go invest it. You go make the prototype. You're off and running, right? You've got a website already. You bought the URL. You're down the road. That's not lean startup. Lean startup is I take my guess at the problem and my guess at the solution, and now I get out of the building. What does it mean to get out of the building? Talk to people. And who, in this business model, this is the problem, this is the solution, right? Who would I talk to see if this problem is real? Okay, the problem is there's not enough access to student stories, and that there's a lot of demand. People want to know about student starter stories, right? So who would I go talk to? I go talk to students and see if that's true. I wouldn't go out and say, do you want a podcast? I'm going to go see if this problem is a problem. Do that. Survey. Give me some tabling. I can table. How do you find out about student starters right now? Are you interested in finding out about student starters?
Do you know anything about the student starters?
Yeah. Are you? And if you are you interested in reading stories about student starters? Do you have any interest in entrepreneurship, student entrepreneurship? Right? We're trying to find out, is there a demand? So we would have to, who would we talk to? When you think about the client segment, who is the target market here? Is it anybody on campus? This is how you need to think about your target market. So what we're doing today is I'm practicing with you, right? So I've done this for, could we say a couple years? Say a couple years.
A couple of years.
A couple years. A couple times. Say a couple times. A couple times. So if I do it in front of you and you really stay with me, but you got to stay with me here. Okay, so we think there's this problem. We think the solution is a podcast, and everybody's going to listen to it, download it. And we think, who's going to, now we come over here and we go, who are we guessing is going to listen to this? Models, there's clients and users. Facebook, right? Clients are who? Avatar, you and I. Okay, in this podcast model, it's the same thing. There's users and clients, right? Okay, so we would be interviewing some, but then there would be the ones that would be listening, right? Okay, and then there would be maybe the ones that would be sponsoring and paying, right? In our minds. Okay, so who, if we're thinking about the users of this, who would we guess is going to listen to this?
Business students.
So you said business students, which means what? Students in the College of Business. Okay. When you are writing now, you get really, really specific on your guesses. I think juniors and seniors in the business college. Okay, who else?
Student starters.
And how would you define them?
Someone who wants to or has started a business as a student.
Somebody that has been at the Launchpad as a client, because how do we find that person? This is where I think about customer segment. So you could say anyone that started a business, who started a business. Okay, that's one segment. Launchpad clients. Is that a segment? That's a segment. People that have come to seminars at the Launchpad. Is that a different segment? Might be. We have a lot of people that just come here and haven't started anything. Oh yeah, all the artists on campus. Students that are artists. Musicians, artists, right? What else would be another client segment that'd be highly likely to be engineering? So could we say all engineering? Could we say junior and senior engineering? This is how you start to guess about client segment. We could say people that hang out in the engineering innovation lab. Do you get that? That could be a segment. Okay? People that work with UCF volunteer. So it doesn't have to be just age or college. We can segment this in a lot of different ways. So can you. Lifestyle, demographics, movies they've watched, books they've bought. Think of all the ways that you can create an archetype. Say archetype.
Archetype.
You're trying to get these little stick figure, like client 1, client 2, client 3 guesses of who that is, so we can go out and what? Text and see who really is interested in this. Okay, so we would create a survey and go talk to these students about their interest in what? What do we want to know? The first step of Lean Startup is to validate the problem or the pain. We're trying to find out if what we think is an issue is an issue. We're not bringing the solution first. We're trying to get customer insights. Say insights.
Insights.
We call it empathy channels. We call it insights. That means setting up listening outposts and going and learning as much as we can about our client. Because we're deciding what they need, and we might not even know them that well. Does that make sense? You want to be really, really good at entrepreneurship? I had 60 salons. I had a hair care line. And the way I grew it and I got really good at doing it was so much time with our clients. I spent focus group time. I spent time in the salons. I'd sit under a hair dryer with clients. I'd go to lunch with clients. I hung out in our business constantly, and I listened and I let them tell me what the problems were, and I came back and I put my team around me and we came up with valuable solutions to solve it. That's all this is. Know thy client. Know who you're serving. Are they going to design the solution for you? No. But the more you know them, the more they'll be on your development team, okay? If I'm designing something for biology teachers or parents, I don't take it all the way to creation until I really sit down with them and make sure I understand what they need, okay? That one thing will differentiate you from everybody trying to be an entrepreneur right now. Because what? Entrepreneurs are sometimes cocky assholes. Say that. Cocky
assholes.
And I've been one. And I was really bad in my 20s. A little bit. But I really thought I just was so smart. I could see stuff so early. Don't be like that. See it, be curious about it, tell yourself you don't know what the blind spot is, go out and have conversations about it and confirm it. You'll waste little time, right? Okay, so we're going to go out and have conversations with these different people about if they have ever wanted to read more stories about student starters or hear more stories, or if that's a problem for them. If they want to know more about how students are starting successful student success and failure stories. We need to find out if they have a need for that, if they want it, and telling us more stuff about it, right? Yeah, because this is what I really want, and then we're going to be writing down everything they say, because we're going to find out, they really want to find out about failures as much as the successes. You know, and they want to have a way to meet up with that comes from that. You get that? Okay, this is your first thing you do. So let's say we went out. How many people do? Minimum of 100? Anyone else have any ideas? Are you going to do this in an online survey monkey? You're going to go out and do a face on that? Both because
you're able to reach more people online, but in one-on-one you're able to ask more to get responses.
quality of the information that comes from the face-to-face intersection, you're like, oh, holy crap, this is like, I'm going to feel like a salesman, I cannot do this. We'll get some people to do it with you, and if you as a founder can't go out and be face-to-face with your client, I don't know if entrepreneurship is the right thing for you, right? Or find a place where it's more comfortable for you. They're at a music venue, or they're going into this, think about what is comfortable for you. Because you're going to need to be around people. The founder has to be the sales and marketing department through launch. You have to, because you know the heart of this. And if you hand off the value proposition too early, you're going to lose the vision of the product or the service. So it's not that you can't have sales and marketing specialists on it, but we usually aren't handing that off because we're still trying to figure out what this baby's becoming. Okay? So we're going to have lots of people around us, but we've got to be involved in this part of knowing our client. Absolutely, reliability comes with numbers, but sometimes I don't even know the questions to ask till I get out in front and I start figuring it out. So I might design that questionnaire for online after my in-person intercepts. Okay? Get out of the building, go talk to who you need to. Okay? You might have come up with the technology thing, and you might know right now you don't know if technology can do this. That's what I got my startup. I'm ahead of the technology. I want to bring something to market that technologically is not there. My first conversation should have been with the technologist to clarify what I could do and what I couldn't do on this right now. So if you've got any kind of technology, science, legal things that might be a barrier to what you're trying to bring, go have those conversations before the clients to save even more time, okay? But the first thing we're doing is we are testing the problem. We're trying to see if there's pain. We're trying to learn about our clients. We're getting out of the building. We're making sure that, and then we come back and we reframe what we now know. We rewrite the problem. It's not that people can't find, it's not that there aren't enough stories. There aren't enough stories in a downloadable thing where I can listen to them on my own and where I can access them easily. Right? We might reframe the problem. Once we know there's a problem, then we go into customer validation. We're going to do a prototype, and we're going to test this solution. So somebody that hasn't talked yet, what would be the fastest, cheapest way to test this? No right or wrong. Let's do this. Gotta be courageous as a starter. No, you have talked and you work here. Yeah.
I think a good outlet to brought up the juniors and seniors business students is there's a lot of people that come and speak before classes for like 2 minutes about things that so you pick which class you want to go to, talk to those classes for 2-3 minutes. Hey, if you want to speak more, here's my information, give that information, and get back to you when they are interested.
Okay, so you go into the classes to speak, and what would you speak about? You tell them about.
Well, just kind of whatever it is, main objective, what he wants to do. You talk to people that are interested in that as well, so that you can correlate.
Okay, so he can start building his network there, his newsletter, his email list there. Okay, so now I want to test the solution. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get one entrepreneur. I'm going to do one podcast. I'm going to get one landing page. And I'm going to get a free email sign-up box under it. And I'm going to run a campaign all over campus about have access to every student success story on the campus. Sign up right here, free. And I'm going to see how many people I can get to download this one, listen to it, comment, and sign up. That's how I'm thinking I'll run my test. How would you run your test? You're testing what? Your solution. So I think my solution is this podcast archived thing that's a little like, you know, the podcast starter podcast SoundCloud thing, right? One, as cheap as possible, and I'm going to put it out there and see if we get signups. Is there anything else? Any other way we can test this? We could do a podcast in public. We could do a live event on a busy day out on, and we could see how many signups we could get. Well, but am I testing my solution? Am I going to have live events? No, I'm not going to have live events. They're going to be on. It's going to be a download. Oh, maybe I should test it that way. That's how you have to think about it. What's the cheapest, fastest way you can test your solution? So the startup I've been working on, we're on the second slide deck. No code has been written. It's just visual images of how the product works for the client and visual images of how the back end works for the user. No code. Then we take it out, put it in front of a client. We take it out and we put it in front of a user, and we start responding. Clients are going, yeah. Users are going, yeah. Technologists are going, holy shit, Pam, we can't do this. I teach this stuff. Do you get this? We don't know what we don't know. We're always learning. Just because I've done a scalable $18 million hair care company doesn't mean I can do a scalable $1 billion mobile commerce company that I want to do, that I will do. We are all learning. We are all learning. So for me, now I say to people, if you've got regulations, if you've got technology, if you've got laws, government, anything, like the alcohol industry, distribution is controlled, there's lots of legalities on it. I don't want you to go talk to clients first. I want to make sure that anything you've said you're going to do in your solution is legally possible, or you can do technology. We're rewinding now and coming out with a base prototype that's going to be much simpler than the big project. And we're thinking about how could we be the first there. When I'm thinking about how can I be the first there when the market changes, and do I want to commit that much of my life to that? But I've only got $15,000 into this instead of $150,000 or $200,000 to learn all this. Okay, so you can spend almost nothing and learn a lot fast if you learn these processes. Okay. Question on what we just went over. solution is your recipe, your education, the elements. Less than satisfying. Don't go to market without see. That's why I say don't race to the market if you haven't talked to your clients. Don't race to the market if you haven't tested the solution with the buyer and the user. Right? Once you get that done, all kinds of things are possible. Okay? If your secret sauce sucks, go back to the drawing board. Okay? Like, I could have a secret sauce, you guys, I can't execute. So I got all these clients saying, Pam, I want this. And the software guys are looking at me going, we can only provide this much of this right now. Okay, so now we got to go back and say, well, would you take it if it was just this? Okay, yeah, but I won't pay you as much money. Okay, but would you use it? Yeah, would it be valuable? Well, if you can get the engagement, you can get the conversions. So now we got to test, can we get the engagement and conversions? Okay? Your secret sauce is what differentiates you. What is John Rivers' secret sauce? It's a combination of things. What do you think it is? It's a combination of what? The key activities. It's a combination of great recipes and with great employee customer service mixed in with really good locations. He's got a secret sauce that's several things. That's going to differentiate him, right? What's your secret sauce? Everything changes, get used to it. If you're interested in a vertical, who's right now working on a certain idea? Okay, you have keywords, right? So I set up Google Alerts on all my keywords. So I follow mobile commerce, social shopping, e-commerce. Every day I get the latest across the web on all of the things I'm trying to stay up on. Inspiration, hope. I have about 8 keywords that I'm invested in. And I want to know who's doing what around the world on those, because I want to be an expert in those verticals. I have to pay attention to those verticals. Everything changes daily, especially if you're in a technology vertical, right? Who is doing what you want to do? Who is doing things that are close? And how close are you following them and learning from them? Who cares if you don't like numbers? Track key activities and numbers daily, weekly. Once your model is ready to scale, get your creative funds out of the way. Systems and process scale ventures. None of us are scaling a venture right now, I don't think. Is anyone scaling a venture? You're out in the market and you're ready to grow it to multiple markets or international. Scaling is a whole different animal. We don't have to worry about it, but we do have to worry about this. What are you waiting for? Permission to live your one dream. I was walking, I met with 2 every weekend. I have a meal with an entrepreneur. I take a walk with an alum. I'm hanging out with entrepreneurs. People meet me at coffee shops and they want to talk to me, of course, for free. So I do this. This is my life. This is my ministry. This is how I live. So I'm sitting there with someone that looks at me and goes, but I don't know the answers. And so I just can't get my confidence up. And then I was listening, does anyone listen to Super Soul Sunday by Oprah? No, of course you don't listen to Oprah, right? Oprah, your mother would listen to Oprah, but of course you wouldn't listen to Oprah. Okay, well, I'll bring you the update. Okay, so on Sunday she has Super Soul Sunday, and I love that. Her whole spiritual thing is where I'm at. Who's the guy that did the Rainbow Connection for the Muppets and the Carpenter song? He's the famous Broadway Emmy-winning guy, Paul, and he's like 76 right now, but he had a decade that he lost to alcoholism, really bad, right? So he was on there yesterday, and he said something like, even when I was getting on stage, I don't know how to do this. And he goes, and then there would be another voice that say, but something inside does. I believe we're led, guided. I have a very high connection to what I call God. But if you don't, it doesn't right now, it doesn't matter. That doesn't have to keep you from taking your next step, even if you're scared. You are being led. You do know. You don't know what you don't know, but you can't let fear keep you. Courage is not the absence of fear. It's not allowing fear to keep you from taking action. It's action in light of fear. So we step out and say, I don't know. And some of us stay in that plotting, planning, because we're going to know enough to do something. No, what you do is you take massive action, you take the first step. You build the first prototype, you go out and have the first conversation, and you start learning. And then you learn more, and it takes you this way. And then you learn more, and then you see this. And then you build the prototype, and that's this, you learn all this. And so now, knowing is a journey. No, we all feel like frauds. You can exit an $18 million company and feel like a fraud. Anyone can feel like a fraud because there's a part of all of us that don't know the answers, guys. Your parents, your teachers, everybody. We're all here, very vulnerable. So don't know how to do this, but something inside you does. And if you just go out and take the risk, you will be led. That's true. You have one precious life. It should be beautiful. Meaning it should feel beautiful, and you should find yourself at that intersection where you are the best reflection of yourself and you're serving the world. If you are not there, then don't stop. If you are not being lit up by what you're doing and it does not bring meaning and purpose, it's not your parents' life. You're dying for yourself. So you might as well live. We help you steward and stand beside you to help you follow your dreams here. I don't know what those are. This can be changing the world, solving the Ebola crisis, making a scalable technology venture. I don't know. You get to define what success is and what the best investment of your life is. But I hope you would start. Thank you. All right, a couple things. Shakira in the back can help you with an appointment. We're only a couple weeks away from finals. If you're stuck or you need some help, we accelerate and we resource you. And we're going to be having a kick-ass Christmas party on December 1st. We're planning right now, so make sure you're on our list. Second, if any of you right now are stuck and you just want a couple minutes to talk to me or any of my staff, that's what we're here for. That's what we do all day long. So stay and make sure and talk to us. And 3, if you haven't helped somebody else in the community, make sure that you meet someone before you leave today and ask them what they need. Because as we give to others, what happens is we accelerate through. A lot of you are on the app called Fabric. You can connect there and put up your profile. So there's a lot happening in the starter community, and if you're not inside on our email list and coming in here, you might be missing some of the pieces, so make sure you catch up when we are able to download everything that's going on around campus that you can be involved with. Okay? All righty.
All right. So at the end of every single event, we give a round of applause. Where I play some hipster, rap, whatever music, and we take a picture in the front. So will you help me out with that? We will. Thank you very much. Let's see what we can play today.
And tag yourself and share it with something you learned today at the launch pad, okay?
Oh yeah, we're gonna go back over there. There it is. Head to the front and we'll take the picture. There it is. You can take it. Tell them what to do.
All right, get in here, guys.
Good, how are you?
Okay, all right. Get together just a little bit more. I want to get everyone to share this. All right.
Get in here, guys. What are you doing? Hey, no, wait 1 minute, guys. Get in here. Come on.
Alright, scoot back in just a little bit. Shoulders, knees, and touch awkwardly. Got it. Now, now be goofy. Now be goofy. I wasn't ready for that to start. Okay, there we go. Startup and Bali.
Sometimes I'm not.
What you do is
I can help you right now. What's your idea?
So
You can see right there.
it's like the same concept as like when you're a baby, you're cradle, you're automatically. I want to create like an automatic like sofa, like porch, and I want to have like solar panels, and I done like little research on it, and nobody's donating. Pretty much it right now.
For adults?
For adults, exactly.
So they can relax?
Relax, yeah.
Okay.
Right now, there's like porch swings that are swing, but it's not automatic.
Okay, sounds good. So what's your availability like?
When's your next available place?
I have availability this afternoon if you're interested.
Oh, really? What time?
come over here. We'll get with
Three.
So I'm gonna send you over to John. Jonathan.
What's your first name?
Shakir, S-H-A-K-I-R.
Wait, can I help you the other?
Yeah.
What's your last name?
Phillips, Phillips.
Yeah.
443-621-2034.
Yeah. It just won't be with me.
443-621-2034.
I'm over here.
physical store.
And you, everything else, your last name is Phillips? All right, so you'll need to register on our site before you come into your appointment.
How are you?
It's just a formality.
Okay.
So you go to the site,
12:30 to 1:30.
sign up with your name.
I'm leaving this like 19. You won't be back in the US. Okay.
For your appointment, that would be ideal. You can't book this on here, but that would be
Remember what I mean, right?
Yep.
Okay.
All right, bye, Shakira. I'm glad you made it for you.
I have a question for you. Hands around here. Does that mean I can't book appointments during that? Okay, so I'm all booked.
Wait. Didn't you
Yes.
All right, so I don't need to be around.
You don't need
Or
to.
see.
All right, so I'm free from 2:30 to 4 on Thursday. 2:30.
I will be.
All right, so I'm just gonna change the time.
One of them.
We're in
Tell
touch.
John and
Where is that in relation to?
It's, well, whenever we're away from Marie, it's on the east side.
East side. We're
Yeah.
eastern. Northeast. So kind of on the way to Jersey. Okay.
Yeah.
I only asked.
It'll probably send you a text message or whatever.
I've got a friend
Thanks for coming in.
who owns a couple of boutiques, does all that kind of stuff. But she always drives down to Paris a couple times a month to pick up her supplies. Because she gets like everything she sells.
What's up?
So,
And we're set up for
she's been doing that for so many years. She might be willing to help you when you're over there.
You know,
So after we get
I'm coaching her on Thursday.
okay.
So she went to
yeah,
no. She was. I coached her last Thursday as well.
Shakira. She needs
Hi,
help.
how are you? What's your name?
Chloe.
Chloe, I'm Shakira. It's nice to meet you. I'm sorry you've been waiting for a couple minutes. So, have you ever had an appointment here before?
No, never.
Okay. Do you have an idea?
Well,
For some kind of business or venture?
well, gonna be friends.
Yo,
Okay,
I
no
can be
worries.
here tomorrow, so
Tell me briefly about your ideas so I can put you with the right person.